Hi, today we're going to learn how to make silk paintings without using gutta or resist. These are some samples of the cushion covers that I've made. These are all been made without using gutta, and then I've done some beadwork on it to sort of highlight the flowers. There's another sample. In this, if you see, I have outlined the cushion. Beads sort of highlight uh, the the painting, and they look really pretty. Of course, this is all optional and it's great fun to do. I have put the silk on a frame and it is tightly stretched out. Now you dip your brush in water and paint a circular kind of an area to paint the flowers in. Basically wet the silk in a circular shape. We'll do two areas, one here and one here. The silk paints, they do not spread too quickly on wet surface, on a wet silk. But still, uh, in order to perfect this, please practice this on a spare silk so that you come to know how far the paint will spread. And then you can control it. After we've done this, take a bit of paint and leaving an edge around the flower, just sort of paint a very light line around it. Now this will spread on its own and go around. Similarly, do it on this one. If the paint is spreading too fast, you can always dry it with a hair dryer. And then put a little dab of color in the center, off center, wherever. While the paint is still wet, blend the colors with the brush. The white area that is left, that will become nice and shiny once the paint has dried. Now let the flowers dry, or you can do more areas and then let them dry. After I've done the flowers like this, I'll leave them to dry. You can always dry it quickly by using the hair dryer. You notice the paint hasn't spread too much, just a little bit, and some areas I've pronounced a bit more than the others. After the paint has dried, take a little bit of green, the lightest of green that you can get, and then just paint it all over. You can always use a little bit of water to spread it. Don't go too close to the flower edge, as the color will spread on its own. And don't put too much color, as it can engulf the flowers. Just sort of dab it. Even if a little bit of white is left, it doesn't really matter, because The idea is to create a shaded look. After you've done this, leave it to dry again. After the background has dried, then using a very slightly darker green than the background, paint in the leaves. Don't use too much color or the leaves will spread a lot. Just sort of give a shape of the leaf and the spread of the paint will do the rest. You don't have to be very particular about the shape also. Just be random about it. And then let it dry. After painting in the leaves, just to add depth, we add a bit of slightly darker color at random. Let it spread. Not particularly in a leaf shape, just so you have a kind of shaded area also in between leaves. And then you leave this to dry and then we'll do the finishing. Now with a very light, with a very dry paint, just paint in the veins. Don't put too much color, otherwise the paint will spread. This will make all the leaves look real. Again, you don't have to be very specific how you go about it. Just sort of paint in the veins. And similarly, we'll do for the flowers. Now for the flowers, in a similar way as we did for the leaves, dip the brush in the paint and dry off the excess. Then just sort of make a circle with the paint and then paint in the veins. You can sort of color a bit and then paint. This is how you do for the rest of the flowers also. And this is how your finished picture will look. You can make anything. You can even make scarves of crepe de chine or chiffon. Paint the same design and look beautiful and lovely. Hope you enjoyed the video.